For the first time ever, Tennessee basketball has gone to a third straight Sweet 16. How sweet it is, the Vols run away from UCLA in the second half of the round of 32.
You are Locked On Vols, your daily podcast on the Tennessee Volunteers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, everybody? Welcome into it early here on a Sunday morning, just after Tennessee's 67-58 win over UCLA in the round of 32. I'm Cain, a little postcast edition of Locked On Vols. Again, like I said in the cold open, third straight Sweet 16 appearance for the Tennessee Volunteers. That has never been done before. So, again, as you know, the talk's been the last couple of days. This is truly a special time, the golden age of Tennessee basketball. Maybe. Well, I mean, three straight Sweet 16 appearances kind of back up that notion. Gonna give some raw reaction here to Tennessee's win over UCLA. An abbreviated show, about 15 minutes or so. Could do without our friends over at Game Time. You can download the Game Time app, create an account, put in the promo code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. I'm Cain, host of Locked On Vols. Appreciate you guys for being here. You guys know it, free and available wherever you get your podcast. Download, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. We'll be back on a Monday morning for even more reaction from this win. Start looking ahead to Tennessee's next opponent, which we will find out late on Sunday evening. Of course, Tennessee will play the winner of the round of 32 game between 6-seeded Illinois and 3-seeded Kentucky. Tennessee's played both of those teams, of course, on the season. One on a coast-to-coast buzzer beater from Jordan Gainey on the road in Champaign against the Illini, and then dropped 2 games to Kentucky in the regular season. We'll talk about those matchups, whoever it's going to be, after the game on Sunday evening. But nonetheless, Tennessee, it was a tight game. UCLA led for a little bit in that first half. And then the thing that changed the game, completely changed the game for Tennessee, was it switched late in the first half to a 1-2-2, okay? A 1-2-2, three-quarter, full court press, I should say. And they trapped. And they were trying to speed up that clock, essentially making it to where you're starting the possession on the other side of the court with 18 seconds or whatever. If you don't force a turnover, and Tennessee forced a couple of those turnovers, but you have Jemai out there, kind of leading the one there on the ball handler. Got 2 guys in Chaz and Zakai on the wing, and then of course your post players down low. That 1-2-2 changed the game. Went to it late in the first half, and Tennessee goes, stifles them defensively. On the offensive end, goes on an 8-0 run, the final 2:50 to head into the halftime break, leading UCLA by a score of 32-25. That changed the game completely. Okay, Tennessee came out, second half outscored UCLA 14-6 in the first couple of moments. Had that game reach up to 20 points for Tennessee? 19 points, okay, at 61-42 with just a little over 5 minutes left. Tennessee went on an 11-0 run at one point in time in this game. And sure, the final score of 67-58, man, that don't do it justice. Tennessee beat that butt. Now, I've about said a bad word. Tennessee beat that tail in this game in the second half. UCLA looked super unmotivated, looked just distraught, and they pretty much gave up in the last couple of minutes because, again, they were down by so much. Now, it takes a while. This is why college basketball annoys the crap out of me at times. It takes forever to end a game, and Tennessee didn't make any field goals the last 2:51 of the game and turned it over a couple of times. Didn't finish great, but again, you had a 19-point lead with a little over 5 minutes left in the game. It was over. And so the 67-58 final score doesn't even do it justice because Tennessee beat that tail in this game. And so the 1-2-2 is the biggest takeaway for me. And I was listening to the postgame podium with Rick Barnes, Chaz Lanier, Zakai Zeigler, and they were asked a couple of different ways about that 1-2-2 trap, trapping them in the full court press there. And they said that's something that they have, right? Sometimes, Rick Barnes said, sometimes we run it, sometimes we don't. We'll run it. Do they make adjustments? Great. Okay, we won't. Do they run it? They don't make adjustments. We're having success. We'll stick with it. And that's kind of the case right now. Tennessee went 1-2-2. The Bruins had no adjustment off of that, and Tennessee just swarmed and feasted on that. Again, you lose yourself, and Rick Barnes says this all the time, you lose yourself in defense, okay? And then the offense is going to come to you. So that's like an individual player, right? But this is more so like team-wide. You lose yourself in defense, 1-2-2 trap. you find yourself on the offensive end, 8-0 run, last 250 of the first half, and you go into the halftime break leading by, what was it, 8? Yeah, 20. I just had it a moment ago. Sorry. It was by 7, 32-25. So that's my biggest takeaway in this game. Obviously, Chaz Lanier was fantastic. Chaz Lanier was 4 for 5. I saw Mike Wilson tweet this. Chaz Lanier is 4 for 5 on March 22nd. That means Chaz Lanier is balling out. That means probably Tennessee's winning that basketball game. And if you're playing on March 22nd, it means you're in the NCAA tournament. That's everything you wanted to sign up for, right, when you were pursuing him via the transfer portal this past offseason. Chaz Lanier had a great game. 20 points, again, 4 or 5 from downtown, 6 of 14 overall. Zakai Zeigler finished with 15 points. Jordan Gainey finished with 13 points. Zakai Zeigler, 6 assists. More on that here in a moment. 3 rebounds. Tennessee shot really well at the free throw line, right? They were 10 of 11 in the first half, 14 of 16 in this game. And as we all know, Tennessee's not a very good free throw shooting team, especially at times throughout the year. But Tennessee did a really good job from the charity stripe. 14 of 16 overall. Tennessee made 11 three-pointers, 11 of 22, shot 50% from downtown, 43% overall in this game. And again, it was close. It was contested. I was on my way back from Tuscaloosa. I listened to the majority of the game because I was down in Tuscaloosa covering that baseball series. We can talk about that on Monday's show. A lot to go from that series. Really impressive response from Tennessee baseball this weekend against a really, really good Alabama team. And I turned it on once I finally got receptions because the apps I were using, which will go unnamed, the apps I were using to try to stream it were not working. Maybe it's because I was in Alabama, though, and, rumors, sometimes there's no Wi-Fi in Alabama. Jokes aside, couldn't figure out the internet situation there. So when I finally could fight through the static and got it on one of the Vol Radio Network affiliates when I got close to Chattanooga, I think it was like 25-23, and then Chaz Lanier went to the stripe, made all 3 free throws, took the lead, and from there, Tennessee never looked back. So I'm not trying to say that I was the reason Tennessee won, but your boy fought through adversity, finally got connection, and once that happened, Tennessee took the lead and never relinquished it. But a really, really good night for Tennessee, and we'll continue to talk about this here in a moment. Biggest takeaway for me, though, that first half run, Tennessee took control of the basketball game, ending the first half on an 8-0 run, final 250 of that first half. Why? Because Tennessee was stifling. Tennessee was disruptive on the defensive end, and that 1-2-2 trap defense there, forcing just a lot of bad decisions from the Bruins. We'll continue on here on this postcast edition of Locked On Vols. Couple of accolades we got to talk about. Zakai Zeigler and Chaz Lanier. Who else? They continue to make history. All that and more coming up next. We continue on here with the postcast, Locked On Vols. Daylight savings time snuck up on us again, and if you're feeling lost because of that hour of sleep last weekend, 5-Hour Energy has got your back. The extra sunshine means more time for fun, but sometimes you need a little boost to power through. Whether you're staying up late to watch the NCAA tournament, squeezing in a round of golf after work, or just trying to keep up with the busy day, 5-Hour Energy gives you quick, refreshing pick-me-up whenever you need it. I've been staying up late watching all the tournament action. I know you guys have as well. And something that gets me through, keeping me up and engaged and alert, is a 5-Hour Energy. So many activities to do with the longer days. You got awesome flavors such as Tropical Burst, one of my go-tos to give me a boost of energy. Whether I'm watching the game, at the game, or traveling like I was this weekend, 5-Hour Energy is easy to grab and keeps me feeling refreshed. Head on over to 5hourenergy.com. Find over 15 flavors to choose from, including some fan favorites: watermelon, blueberry, raspberry, and peach mango. You can even build your own 12-pack, even your own 24-pack, delivered right to your door. Need one now? Grab a 5-Hour Energy shot at your local grocery or convenience store. They're everywhere. Stock up today to stay energized with 5-Hour Energy. So shout out to them. And a big shout out to a long-standing partner with the Locked On Podcast Network. That is Game Time. Imagine watching your favorite team live, feeling the energy of the crowd, and witnessing unforgettable moments. There's nothing like experiencing a big game in person. Getting tickets shouldn't be stressful. Tennessee basketball continuing to play basketball next weekend. We all know what that round is called. Can't say it, but you know it. You know it. It's that next round. Second weekend in the college basketball tournament. Game Time comes in, can make it easier than ever to grab last-minute seats to that round of the college basketball tournament. Curation makes it easy to find value for the tickets for sports, concerts, comedy shows, theater, not just sports. It's everything that you buy a ticket for. I just checked the Game Time app, and there's amazing deals and huge matchups coming up. Lowest price guarantee or Game Time is going to credit you 110% of the difference. Plus, you can see your seat views before you buy. No surprise fees. Lowest price guarantee. You can book with total confidence and have a peace of mind. Download the Game Time app, create an account, put in the promo code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. That's Locked On College. LOCKEDONCOLLEGE for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guarantee. What time is it? It is game time. Tennessee back to the Sweet 16 for the third straight year following a 67-58 win over UCLA. Another big point of emphasis I didn't mention in the first segment. I mean, how about the two different halves for the whistle? Incredible, right? I mean, again, you guys know I was trying to fight through apps, trying to stream. I was having a lot of issues. I was driving. I had Twitter going on right now. I mean, it was a whole thing. But I'm sitting here like early foul on Felix, early two fouls on Jamon Meshack. Sorry, guys, I've been up for like 23 hours. 2 early fouls on Jamon Meshack. Their guys, got 2 early fouls. And you're sitting here, it's like, goodness gracious, man, it's already a late game. We're going to be here till 6 in the morning watching this game. And there were so many fouls. And then the second half, what was it, like 11 combined fouls or something like that? I mean, and really only 5 combined fouls up until about the 5 or 6 minute mark whenever Tennessee was running away with it. The lack of consistency with the whistle was just baffling to me. It's like, goodness gracious, man, because they were calling everything there the first couple minutes of the game, and then they truly let them play. But I would much rather side for the let them play than having a quick whistle, and I think you guys would agree as well. Again, Chaz Lanier, 20 points, 29 points in the opening round win against Wofford, 20 points. Again, that guy never won a postseason game before this year with the Tennessee Volunteers. He was one and done all those ASUN conference tournaments that he went into at North Florida. Chaz Lanier, is he shying away from the big moments? No, he is certainly not. And also, Chaz Lanier breaks the Tennessee single-season three-point record that was held by Chris Lofton. Lanier is now Tennessee basketball's new king of three-pointers in a single season. Made his 119th three-pointer of the year against UCLA in the round of 32 of the NCAA tournament, breaking Chris Lofton's record of 118 that he set back in, let's see, Lofton set that one back in 2007-2008 season. So 118 in 36 games for Chris Lofton back in 07-08. He held the second most and third most three-point totals in a single season as well, with 114 in 30 games during the 05-06 season and 106 during the 06-07 season. And also Lofton also made 93 three-pointers in 31 games back in 04-05. So the leaderboard for three-point shots overall in Tennessee single-season history is now Chaz Lanier at 119, Chris Lofton at 118, Chris Lofton at 114, and then Chris Lofton at 93. So it's Chaz Lanier, Chris Lofton, Chris Lofton, Chris Lofton. Chaz Lanier, everything you signed up for, he's given it to you. He's been recognized as an All-American by certain outlets, as a first and second team All-SEC player. He dropped 29 points in the opening round of the NCAA tournament, dropped 20 the other night. Has made more three-pointers in a single season than any basketball player Tennessee's ever had. Man, I mean, keep it up, right? I mean, there are more games to come, right? In the Sweet 16 and hopefully the Elite Eight and hopefully the program's first ever Final Four. Keep it up. Chaz Lanier is giving you everything you wanted this time last year when you were pursuing him in the NCAA transfer portal. So shout out Chaz Lanier for making history, and also shout out Zakai Zeigler for also making history yet again. He broke with his 6th assist on the night. Zakai Zeigler he tied Sean Toohey for the most assists in single-season history of the Southeastern Conference. If that name sounds familiar, because it did for me when I heard that on the radio when I was driving home. Toohey. Sean Toohey, Ole Miss. Sean Toohey, the father, Blindside. We all saw that movie back in the day, right? He is a real person, right? Sean Toohey had 260 assists back in the year... Oh gosh, what was it, guys? I'm sorry. Was it 1982? I don't have the year in front of me. I do apologize. 1981, I believe. 260 assists. Zakai Zeigler has tied that mark with his sixth and final assist last night in the round of 32 against the Bruins. So congratulations to Zakai Zeigler on another accolade, right? So you look at the bracket right now. March Madness, my bracket's toast. It's awful. My wife makes me fill out a bracket, and I tell her that my expertise, if you're listening, I'm putting that in quotation marks right now, is in football and baseball. But it's kind of a crapshoot to do a bracket anyway. And she makes me fill one out, and then she gets mad at me when they're all wrong, right? Go figure. Bracket's toast. It's awful. But you're looking at some of the games from yesterday and some of the games still to come here on a Sunday. Again, the big one that we're all paying attention to is who Tennessee will face in the Sweet 16, Kentucky or Illinois. Kentucky the 3 seed, Illinois the 6 seed. Tennessee has played both of those two teams this year. All right, man. Just some raw, immediate reaction. Plenty more to unpack from this game. It was highly contested. It was tough. They were grinding through it there in the first half. Then Tennessee goes that 1-2-2 trap, goes on an 8-0 run on the offensive end, closes the first half strong, and then burst out 14-6 lead there in the 14-6 outscoring the Bruins to begin the second half. Tennessee led by as many as 19 points in this one. And again, if you're scoreboard watching, not watching the game, 67-58 is the final. Tennessee beat that tail. That score does not do it justice. We are going to continue to recap this on a Monday Locked On Vols. We'll look ahead to who Tennessee's going to play in the NCAA tournament. We got another week guaranteed of basketball coverage. Can't wait, and we're going to do it all right here on Locked On Vols. Can't thank you enough for being here. Appreciate you guys for being here. Congratulations. How sweet it is. On to the Sweet 16 for the third straight season. This is Locked On Vols.